Okay, thanks, buddy.
All right, buddy. Welcome everyone back to the show. Just had an amazing guest on the show by the name of Robert Amiko, actor, director, writer, you name it. This guy does it all. Teaching, consultant, yes. Oh, I hear you, Samuel. Let me just log off for you right quick.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I'll call you back.
Okay. And all right. And so we had Robert Amiko on the show, great guy. I want to thank everybody that tuned in and showed the support, showed the guests some support and love. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And today we have another special guest coming on the show. He is ex-police officer. He's a songwriter. He went to St. Mary's College in Moraga. He is certified legal studies in 1995. He's a mentor, concealing student. He also created educational program for students to go to college. In 1988, he began his acting career as a police officer for a show on TV. So people, we're going to have Samuel Lee Hill on the show. Whoop, he just popped up. So give me a second. We'll bring him on the show. He just popped up on the screen. He got his technician over there working his cameras. So once he's ready, we'll bring him on the show and we'll talk to Samuel Lee Hill. Just want to shout out the Patriots. Last night we bumped into Julius Edelman at the club. Me, my son, and my friend Joey. We took a picture with him at the club, and everything was phenomenal. He's a great guy, down to earth. Also, guys, tune in today at 7 o'clock. We have an amazing guest coming on the show by her name of Jade Kenny. She's all the way from Australia. She has an amazing story, guys, for us to hear today. So please tune in. But for now, we're going to bring Samuel Lee Hill to the show. He is an ex-police officer, and he's an amazing songwriter. So we're going to talk to him today and find out exactly what he's got going on. So people, please welcome the one and only, all the way from California, Samuel Lee Hill, guys. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. You're looking sharp over there. You're looking sharp.
Yeah, well, you know, I got to dress to impress, right?
Hey, you know it. So first of all, I want to thank you for your time, for coming on the show. I know you're a busy man. You got a lot of things going on. So first of all, I want to just ask you, we know you were a police officer before anything else came to play. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. But hey, Don, can I give a couple of shout outs first before I forget? Because if I forget, people are going to be pissed.
Go ahead, do your
thing. Is that okay with you, brother?
Yes, sir.
But my first shout out is going to go to my daughter, Samantha.
Okay.
My grandson, my 11-year-old grandson, Julian, and my daughter's boyfriend, Tavis. And I also want to plug my manager, who is Stephen Bernay, and his wife, really cool people. Her name is Gwen Bernay. And I also want to plug Charles Johnson, who's part of the team, Eric Sanchez, who's part of the team, and then my soon-to-be publicist, her name is Donna Marcia Segori from Texas.
Okay, big shout out to everyone. Okay. So, Sammie, tell us, let's start with your career first as a police officer. Where did you start your career as a police officer at?
I started law enforcement way back in the day, bro. I would say probably 1973. I worked at a state prison for a while. And then I ended up working for the police department in 1975, 76. And I retired in 1992, 93.
Okay. And that
And
was out of
yeah, the San Pablo Police Department out of California. And my responsibility was I was a field training officer. I used to train rookies. And then not only I became a field training officer, I also became acting sergeant. I was part of the SWAT team for a couple of years. I got involved in the police activity league. This is where we deal with young people, where you can mentor young people, where you can put them on the right track so they become productive citizens and positive role models as well.
okay. That's amazing. You know, I'm sure being a police officer in California, it's not an easy thing with, you know, especially back in them days when you was an officer, there was a whole lot of gangs. There's still gangs out there, but back then it was really wild.
Yes, indeed, it really was. But I was able to do my thing. In fact, to be quite honest with you, bro, I was the only black police officer on my department for my first 10 years.
Wow. Well, you know, I was going to ask you that, but I'm glad you said it, not me. so, you know, being a black African American police officer in that department at that time, I'm pretty sure you had a rough time as well in the department.
Oh yeah, you know, I mean, being the only brother on the department, I mean, you know, I had my ups and downs.
Yeah.
The good thing about it, I knew probably half of the police officers on the force before I even joined the force. So they highly recommended me. They put in a good word for me to go ahead and join the police force. And I had other opportunities to go to other different departments. In fact, my two cousins was also a police officer in two different police departments. And they wanted me to come to work with them. And I thought, no. I said, they don't have any black cops over here. So I'm going to take my chances.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. You know, it's, you know, I've been to LA, maybe like twice. I don't know LA like that, but from what I see on TV and I hear people, you know, it was a really tough place to be in the 80s and early 90s, as just civilians, you know, living in these neighborhoods. I can imagine being a police officer, um, uh, patrolling these rough neighborhoods, you know, and I'm pretty sure you was probably called all types of names being a police officer out in LA in those types of days, you know. But the fact that you made it through and you retired, you know, and you're here today to tell your story is amazing. And so when did you switch over to becoming a songwriter? Because you're a songwriter as well.
Okay. Uh, First of all, Don, I've been writing almost all my life. But after I retired from the police department, I went back to school, bro, and graduated from St. Mary's College,
Right.
which is in Orinda, California.
Okay.
After I graduated, I went down to the high school, and this is a really funny story, bro. I got to tell you how it worked out.
Okay.
I went down to the high school to visit a friend, and the principal overheard me talking to him about me being a retired cop. She approached us and she goes, "Excuse me, I'm not trying to be nosy, but did I hear you say you're a retired policeman?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "You looking for a job?" I go, "No." And then all of a sudden she breaks out a card. She said, "I'd like for you to be my community relation liaison. So I need you to go down to the district office, tell them I sent you, and that you need to fill out the application." So anyway, long story short, filled out the application, went through the process. 2 weeks passed, I was hired. And my primary job, bro, was interacting with the students, mentoring students, and counseling students. And I had the respect, because I spent about 15 years working at the high school too. I had the respect of at least 95% of those students. I had a lady who was at UC Berkeley, who was a journalist. She came down to the school to do a story on me. And as we were walking through the halls, through the cafeteria, everybody going, hey, Mr. Hill, hey, Mr. Hill. And this journalist said, wow, you're very, very popular at this school. I said, yeah, I know how to deal with these students. You know, you give them students some respect, they're going to give you some respect. If they step on your toe, you step back on their toe. And they'll straighten up their eye. So I worked at that school for 15 years. But speaking of songwriting, no, this is no joke, Don. I wanted to be a songwriter and a policeman ever since I was 10 years old. And I became both.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. The fact that you became what you wanted to become.
In fact, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was my dream. My dream was to become a policeman and to be a writer. I didn't know exactly what type of writer I wanted to be, but I'm a lyricist. I'm a songwriter, and I enjoy it. And when I started working at that school in 1999, I'll tell you, I remember getting off of work from the school, went home, laid down on what we call a lazy boy couch. Okay. But anyway, I'm sitting on this couch and I dozed off for a minute and I woke up with these lyrics in my head. And it was the Mentor song. It was a gift. So I got on my computer, I wrote out the lyrics in 35 minutes. 35 minutes.
Wow.
So after I wrote the lyrics, I met with my 2 additional co-writers. And we sitting around, we having a meeting, and one of the guys go, hey, Sam, but who's going to sing this song? We didn't have a clue who's going to perform the song. Just no joke. We had not one clue. So after thinking about 5 minutes, I go, hold on, fellas. I have a young lady that's going to sing this song. I just need to contact her. They said, well, who is she? I said, her name is Jessica Haney. And they said, you know her? I said, well, not personally. I said, I was the judge at a vocal competition. And she took first place in 3 different categories. The girl voice just stood in my head. It was embedded in my heart. And about 3 days later, I contacted her over the phone and I said, hey, Jessica, look, you know, you're an inspiration. And I got this inspirational song I'd like for you to sing. She goes, well, can you send me the lyrics and the melody? And I did. 3 days later, she calls me back. She goes, when are you ready to go into the studio? And we knocked it out, bro.
Wow. And you know, I heard the song and it's really inspiring. It's a very deep song, you know, and you picked the right person to sing it because she has a phenomenal voice. You know, everybody
loved this song. Not because I wrote the song, and really not because she sings the song. It's the message that's in the song. You know, right. It's an inspirational song. It's inspired people. And right. I have had many dignitaries. I had even had Don Johnson on the Nash Bridges television show one day. I was on the show. I'm a little part-time actor. And I was on the show one day, and Don Johnson come walking through, and he go, there's like 50 people in there. And he go, where's Sam Hill? And I said, oh, shoot, what did I do now? What did I do now? But anyway, I thought I was in trouble. But anyway, Don, somebody said, hey, Don, he's over there in the corner right there. So Don comes over to me. He stuck his hand out and he shook my hand. And Chief Marin, Don Johnson co-buddy, Chief Marin, she goes, Don, why are you shaking Sam's hand? Sam wrote the State of California Mentor theme song. The song was chaptered by the Secretary of State back in 2002. And Don congratulated me and everybody giving me a standing ovation. That was a really blessed day that day.
Right. And real quick, before we go any further, I just want to play the song real quick, so people can have an idea of what we're talking about and how what type of amazing writer you are. So
thank you, sir.
Yeah. So people, this is a theme song that Mr. Samuel Lee Hill wrote, and this young lady by the name of, what's her name again?
Her name is Jessica Haney. But John, could you hold on just 1 second before you play it?
Okay.
I just want your audience to know that there's a new version, a new enhanced version in the process of being recorded by a famous Mexico female superstar singer by the name of Belinda. She's going to record the song not only in Spanish, she's going to record it in English and in French as well. I just wanted to shout that out.
Yes, I was going to get to that one, but you said it.
Okay, but we can always continue.
Okay, give me 1 second. So people, is there a song to this theme song? Is there a name for the song, or is it just theme song?
It's called the Mentor theme song.
Mentor theme song. Okay. So people, this song was written by Samuel Lee Hill, and it's an amazing song. We're gonna listen to it right now.
We'll show you the way to succeed in life. But first, you gotta promise me that you'll do things right. Life is hard, we all know this is true. But no matter what comes, I will stand by you. Think positive and fulfill your dreams. No matter how difficult it may seem, I'm your mentor. I'm your mentor. I'm giving back to my community so that you and I can work in unity. Forget about the past that we all done wrong. Now is the time to stand tall and be strong. This will be your decision and your own ultimate choice. Now it's time to celebrate and rejoice, 'cause I'm your mentor. Oh, I'm your mentor. My heart, my mind, and my love is reaching out for you. I know there's nothing that you cannot do. So reach for the sky and do all you can. Someday you will understand that I'm your mentor.
Wow. What a song. What a song. You know, and I know this young lady has sung this. She sang this song when she was young. She was like 19 years old when she recorded this song for you. And you know, and she passed away. I believe you said she passed away a while
Yeah,
ago.
approximately about a year and a half ago.
Wow. Well, she left a memory because that is very touching. You know, your writing is skillful. I don't know where you got that, how that came into your head, what drove you to write that song. You can tell us what drove you to write that song, and what came to mind when you wrote this song.
Pure inspiration, brother. Pure inspiration.
Okay, was there something you was going through, something you saw that made you write the song?
Well, I think the thing is that I always wanted to do something inspiring, amazing. In fact, that's what Belinda said. What an amazing song. She highly complimented me for that. But I think the key reason for me writing the song is because the love that I have for kids. Because I've worked with kids since I was 15 years old. I was a mentor when I was 15 years old, bro.
Wow. And you know, and working in school as well, you know, because you was working there for 15 years as well, you know. Uh, Tell me how Belinda got to the song. How did she find out about this song?
Well, there's a Mexican female young lady that's a Facebook friend of mine. And I remember saying to me, Sammie, this is a great song. I think you should, or let me instead, get the song over to Belinda. And her and my music producer both sent her a message about the song. And I think it was one of the videos that you saw of Belinda complimenting me for the song. But once when she heard the song, she fell in love with it. And she, according to my music producer and Gloria, both my music producer and Gloria are part of the Success World. Success World is a international organization that's helping kids around the world. My music producer is the CEO and the founder of Success World. So they deal with kids as well.
Mm. The amazing part of all this that I read some of your bio is that you also got a letter from Bush, President W. Bush, on this song.
Yes, I did. In fact, Senator Tom Torkelson from California, he's the one that introduced a bill which indicated that this song is so amazing, it's so powerful, it's so inspiring. I think it should be our State of California Mentor theme song. So once when it became the theme song for the State of California, and I believe it was April 2002, he said, I need to get a copy of this song to the president. And that time, in that particular time, it was former President George W. Bush. Once when George W. Bush got the letter and a copy of the song as well, he sent me a letter congratulating me for writing a very inspiring song for kids.
Wow. You know, it also got recognition from the United States Congress as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The United States Congress
In
endorsed the
California.
song. State of California endorsed the song. There was two international mentoring organizations that made it their theme song. And I was getting overwhelmed with all the inspiring feedback for this particular song. And this is the only song that deals with mentor. In fact, the reason why I know for a fact it became the very first mentor theme song in global history. Um, Jerry Bruckheimer, the big film producer, but Jerry Bruckheimer has a brother-in-law. Right, let me back up a minute. Jerry Bruckheimer has a sister-in-law named Peggy. Peggy is one of my best friends. Peggy and I both played on the Nash Bridges television show as police officers. I was one of the acting police sergeants on the show. But anyway, Peggy said, Sammie, my husband needs to listen to this song. So one day, Peggy called me up and put her husband on the phone. And he said, Sam, I really admire this song. And I said, yeah, I believe it's the first one. He said, well, I'll tell you what, let me do a research on this song. Because let's keep in mind, Peggy's husband is a computer whiz, okay? So he did a thorough background on the song. And he called me 3 weeks later and he goes, Sam, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My screen seemed like it blocked out a little bit. It says close F or something. I can't see you, but as long as you can see and hear me, that's fine. But anyhow, He said, Sammie, are you sitting down? I go, yeah. He goes, congratulations. You got the very first mentor theme song in global history. I go, oh my God. And that's what it became the theme song.
Well, you know, I don't. And how many songs have you written? Is this the first song that you have wrote that's hit international? Is like going global?
Well, this is the very first song that became global. But also back in I believe it was 1995, I co-wrote 2 additional songs with a Los Angeles co-writer by the name of Dean Andre. Now, Dean Andre is a jack of all trades. He does everything. He makes movies and everything. But anyhow, we wrote together a song called You Always Be My Woman, which is a love song. And then a couple of years later, we even wrote another song that is called We Can Change the World, which is also an inspirational song.
Wow. You know, you was also recognized for American Society for Composer, Author, and Publisher in 1998.
Yes, I became not only a songwriter for the American Society of Composer, Authors, and Publishers. Most people just refer to it as ASCAP, which is the American Society of Composer, Authors, and Publishers. I've been a member with them since 1998, both as a songwriter and a music publisher. I like to publish my own song.
Wow. Okay. And you also signed a major international music contract for that theme song to be enhanced, to be recorded by Belinda.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We signed that contract approximately just a little bit under a year and a half. Because hey, Don, in this business, it takes time.
Yes.
People don't realize that. It takes time to gather everything together before you can drop a song.
Yeah, it does. It does take time. It's a whole lot of paperwork behind it as well. So I understand the process of it, and it's not easy, you know. So this process being endorsed by 32 countries as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's in the process of being endorsed by 32 different countries, and I believe everything going to take effect as soon as Belinda releases the song worldwide.
Okay. Is this going to be like a documentary entitled Second Chance?
Oh yeah, let me talk about these couple of film projects that I'm involved in too.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, my manager and I and his wife, Stephen Bernay and Gwen Bernay, we all co-wrote a script together, and the script is called Mentor Hill. Okay, and it's designed for a television series. Okay, and then my manager and I rewrote another project, which is a short comedy educational nerd. It's already out there on Amazon, and it's pretty funny. And we filmed it at a local high school. And now we are currently filming a documentary called Second Chance. Second Chance was created by one of our team members by the name of Eric Sanchez. I mentioned his name earlier. He's a really cool guy, Filipino guy. He really got his thing together. He approached me and he said, "Hey Sam, look, I just finished writing this script, this information. I'd like you to be a part of it because here's the thing about this, Don, is because this guy Eric had a major stroke. Because this project, Second Chance, that's what it's dealing with. It's dealing with survival, stroke survival. So he said, Sammie, you know I had a stroke, and I had one too. I had a stroke about, I don't know, about 4 years ago. It wasn't major. So by us putting out this international project called Second Chance, we want people to know that we're not piggybacking on a very touchy issue here dealing with stroke because we can speak from the heart because we both had stroke.
Right. You know, and the fact that you guys have strokes and still working, it's a miracle. Some people get strokes and don't come back from it. You know, and the fact that you guys had the stroke and still are able to proceed your dreams and careers and doing what you love to do, you know, it's a sign that there's a higher power, you know, looking over you guys because you still have work to do. You know what I mean? You
Yes,
guys.
sir. And you know, Don, you know, when I had my stroke, I laid up in the hospital for about almost 2 weeks. And the only thing that the stroke affected me was my vision. I thought I was going to go blind at first, but I was seeing doubles no matter what. I was seeing doubles. So when I got released from the emergency room, they instructed me to go see a specialist, which I did, and they told me, well, you know, your vision will be restored. Probably it's going to take anywhere between 3 to 6 months. Wow. So I could not drive my own car. I was taking public transportation or calling Lyft, or my daughter would come by and pick me up from time to time and take me to certain places. But my vision has been restored. And when I went, because they took my license, I could not drive. So anytime a person have a stroke or a heart attack or a seizure in California, and I'm sure it applies everywhere else, the doctors are required by state law to report that to DMV, which is the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Right.
So they took my license away. I couldn't drive. So after my vision was restored, the doctor signed off saying, "Okay, you clear to drive your car again." So they gave me a letter. I had to take it to the Department of Motor Vehicle. And when I walked into this administrator's office, who was interviewing me, she could not believe me. She go, "Are you Sam Hill?" I go, "Yeah." She go, "You don't look like you had a stroke," because it was I looked completely 100% normal.
Right.
Because when most people have a stroke now, it's like their arm is deformed, or they
Right.
walk with a limp, or they walk with a
Right.
limp.
Yeah. Or one of the whole side goes numb where they can't really
Exactly.
function. They can't function from one side of the body. Um,
That's very true. Very true. But I
you
was
know.
blessed. It was
Yes.
like my angel was looking out for me. Uh,
Yeah.
my angel was looking out for me when I wrote this song, that mentor song.
Mm. So the song is actually to inspire people.
The song is to inspire children all over the world, across the globe. And it's dedicated not only to children, it's also dedicated to worldwide humanity.
Mm.
See,
Okay.
I'm all about humanity, brother. Even when
Yeah.
I was a policeman, it was like I was caught. It's like I was caught between a rock and a hard place. Okay, one of the half, I'm a policeman enforcing the law, and on the other half, I'm looking out for people because
Right.
I believe in humanitarian.
Right. And at the end of the day, you're human. You're human. You're doing a job. Once you put on the suit with the badge, you're doing a job. You're doing a service for the community. And then when you're off duty, then you're back to normal, even though you're still a police officer. But I get it. And when you're about the people, you're about humanity. You know, there's a whole lot of things that come with that. You know,
You you know Don. Let me piggyback off of that a little
okay.
bit because being a cop, it's like you got to get into character.
Yes.
Okay, it's like getting into character. And like role playing. You no longer Sammie Hill. You're Officer Sammie Hill or acting police sergeant Sammie Hill. So it's that thin line. It's a very very thin line that if you go to the left you're going to fall off. If you go to the right you're going to fall off. But you have to stay on that line in order to stay focused and to stay into character until you take off that uniform and go home.
Right. And go home safe. you know,
Absolutely, sir.
you,
Absolutely.
and the acting part of it, is that something that you would love to get into and do more of the acting.
Don, I liked it at the beginning, but I'm the type of person that like to be behind the scenes. I don't like to be acting in a major film or television series. I
Right.
like to create things. I like to create
Right.
and being behind the scenes. And because
Right.
people often would say, "Oh wow, who wrote that script? Man, this is awesome." Or "Who wrote that song? This is awesome." To me, it's all about being behind the scenes.
Right. And that goes back to what we was talking about earlier about who is Sammie Lee Hill. You know, uh, you don't like to be in front scene. You don't like to be in front of the camera, which is understandable. A lot of directors don't. But like Spielberg, right? A good example. Great director, been around for so many years, directing movies and doing. I don't even know what he looked like unless I look him up, and try to find a picture of him. I know the name. If I hear the name, I know the name and I know what he does, what he does, but I can't put a face to the name because I don't know who he is. And I think that's very important when you're in this industry, for people to put a name and put a face behind the name or in front of the name, to know who you are, because that's important. You got a great theme song, which is starting to hit. We're starting to go global, or it's probably global now. You have an amazing woman, Belinda, that wants to sing the song, redo it. And people are hearing the song, hearing the writer, but nobody know the face. You know what I mean? And
I know.
And this is why I wanted to bring you aboard my platform, because I feel it's important for the viewers, for the world to know who is Sammie Lee Hill and who wrote this amazing theme song. People need to know who you are, because there's other beautiful things coming behind that, and you want to be recognized for putting in the work, for putting this music out there. It feels good to one day walk to the store. One day you walk into the store and you look to the side and you see a couple of people whispering and looking at you. You're wondering why. And then somebody says, "Hey, you Sammie Hill, you Sammie Lee Hill, you're the one that wrote that theme song," to recognize you. It's a good feeling, to know that people recognize you for the work that you put in. Because again, Sammie Lee Hill, nobody knows who he is. We know the song, but we don't know what he looked like. Who is Sammie Lee? So by coming on our platforms gives you an opportunity to expose you as a person, right? And not just you as a person, but people get to know who you are, as well. What you like, what you don't like, what you're about, what you're working on, what you have done for the community, for the people, as well as being a writer.
Yes, yes, sir. And one other thing, Don, what slipped my mind is that the song has received numerous international awards. The allocates are just off the hook. In fact, the exclusive world record and the Kings of World Records book just endorsed and inducted my song into their history book now.
That's amazing. Congratulations. You see, God is great. I'm trying to tell you, but God is amazing,
And I'm waiting, Don, I'm waiting for the Guinness Book of World Records to step up to the plate.
Ooh, well, they're not too far behind, let me tell you. Okay. They're not too far. They're not too far away. And I think that will come as soon as Belinda does that remix. Man, they'll be knocking at your door. They'll be knocking at your door. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I just had it was this morning. I read an email from a guy by the name of James Hurst. James Hurst is an exec. Well, he's a former executive. He just retired. He's an executive film producer, and he was one of the executive film producers on Nash Bridges. He heard the song back in the day, and he fell in love with it. He said, "Sammie, do you have a copy of this song?" I said, "Yeah." So I went out on set, the Nash Bridges television set. I went out to my car, came back, handed him a copy of the song. He took it home, played it for him and his wife. The next day, he come up and shook my hand and said, "Congratulations! What a very powerful song. This is a powerful song." So this morning I received an email from him indicating that be sure to let him know where he can tune in for this interview or for this story, because he's the same producer, executive film producer, that got involved in Coach Carter. I don't know if you remember that movie or not, but Coach Carter's real name is Ken Carter, and he's a friend of mine.
Wow, amazing. So you're on your way, Sammie. You just don't see it. Oh, I know you see it, but I'm saying, you're on your way to bigger and better things in your life, and I always say God be blessing us with certain things, and I see He blessed you with being a great writer, and not everybody can be a great writer. I mean, people write songs all day, every day, but just certain individuals, just a chosen few, get that opportunity, and I feel like you're one of those individuals that got that opportunity, and you have that gift to write. When you have these people like Belinda reaching out to you, this director reaching out to you about your songs, and that's special, and
And
I
and
and
and Don, also, and I think I shared this quote on my Facebook. Making it big is not about making millions.
right,
It's about inspiring millions. That's what I call making big.
yeah, you did say that. It's not about making millions of dollars, about making millions. That's exactly what you said. Um, you know, so what's next for you? What's next for you, Sam?
Well, I think the next project, which is already currently in production, which is the Second Chance. After we wrap that up, one of my primary objectives is to be able to help people to take a look at our script called a television script called Mentor Hill, which is an inspirational project and is based on my true life story.
Mm. Well, I'm pretty sure after today, a lot of directors will see this, and if they're interested, they'll definitely reach out. There's been plenty of directors here on my show. I was I was just talking to one earlier, Mr. Robert Amiko, which I'm gonna send you his information so you can talk to him and see and give him your ideas and see what he can do, because he's really into the industry, like deep, like he's with the top-notch actors from Hollywood, and he might be able to help you, or at least direct you to the right people, and I'm glad that I can do that. I'm just yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, brother, in advance. But I must admit, once when Belinda do the rendition, the enhanced version of the song, and by it being the first mentor in global history, Don, I think people's going to come chasing after me.
Yes.
I had an international publisher for a magazine. She told me recently, and she said, "Look, when that song, that new enhanced version comes out, and your song being the world first, people are going to be fighting you over that song for their film." Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And I'm sure there's gonna be a remix of it. Uh, you know, uh, there's gonna be all types of people wanting to do something with that song. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, you're right. You're gonna have people knocking at your door about the song, and I see why not. It's inspiring. It's you put it together well, you know, and for a person like Belinda to step up and wanting to remix it, man, that speaks some volumes, you know.
Yes. And John, in 1999, the San Francisco Chronicle did a story on me, and the reporter said that this song should be a national anthem. And I have friends telling me, eventually that song is going to be played or it's going to be performed at football games, basketball games, baseball games, because it's inspiring.
Man, listen, I can see that happening. I can see it happening, and I wish you all the best. And listen, God is beautiful. God is great. And I can already tell that you have a phenomenal you're a humble guy, and you know, there's a lot of things that are about to happen to you that you may not be aware of, but again, like I said, anything that I can do to help you win, I mean, you already won, you're ahead of the game, but anything else that I can do to boost that, man, I'm here. You know, I like to see people win, and I get a kick out of that. You know, and it's like it's like energy coming to me when I see that I can help someone escalate a little more than what they have because of my reach, you know, or my help, and I'm okay with that. You know, I'm
Yes,
okay
sir.
with that. I'm okay with that, Sammie, because that's what we're supposed to do as human beings is help each other, not
Absolutely.
not
Absolutely.
envy, not hate because you're moving faster than I am or because you're doing bigger things than I am. That's not what this is all about. This is about helping our people, humanity. This is about being able to put the word out to help someone, to give someone a lift, to give someone some energy, you know, and know that they're not alone. You know, we go through things every day in life, and sometimes you say to yourself, God, why me? Am I the only one going? No, we're not the only ones. Everybody's going through the same thing at different times in different places at the same time. We just don't see it because we're not there. But when we have people like yourself that write inspirational songs like this and uplift people, man, we need more people like you out here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. And I'm looking forward to going to the Mike Wagner show as well, which also takes next month.
Yes, Mike Wagner is an amazing guy, and he got some reach. He got some reach as well on his platform. So does Rebecca. I spoke to her today
Yes,
about
sir.
you.
Absolutely.
I spoke to Rebecca about you today. She hasn't texted me back because she's busy.
Are we
But
still here?
huh? Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Lost him. Can you hear me? It's probably his mic, guys. But
Hey, Vic, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Let me just text him, tell him I can hear him. Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on a second. Where's Samuel? Samuel. Samuel. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Okay.
Hey, I can't hear you, Vic.
Okay. I can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me or off the phone?
No.
You can hear me on the phone.
Yeah, just the phone.
Okay, we can talk on the phone. It don't matter.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, Rebecca's amazing. I spoke to her about you. So you can reach out to her. You know, she knows that I'm gonna be sending you over to her, recommending you over to her. And I haven't spoke to Shauna Gibson yet, but I'm definitely gonna put the plug in her ear to look out for you. You can be on her platform as well. So
Cool, now.
what was that?
You said you're gonna refer me to me.
Rebecca Mahan. Did you reach out to her already?
No, I didn't.
Right. So I reached out to her and I text her about you. So when you do reach out to her, she's gonna know who you are.
Okay, great.
You know, so I'm definitely gonna do whatever I can to help you get out there and promote your music and yourself as well.
Okay,
thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate the interview.
Okay, so listen, I thank you so much for coming on the show. And I'll bring you back in a couple months just to see where you at. And anything that I can do for you, man, you got my number. You just call me. I'm just a phone call away, and we'll see what we can do to make things happen.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, is there anything else you want to tell the viewers before we go?
Yeah, if they can always, if they need to get a hold of me, my email address is samleehill@aol.com, or they can go to my website, which is sammieleehill.com.
Okay. Any more shout outs?
No, actually, that was it. I gave my daughter a good shout out, and that was cool.
Okay. Well, Sammie, thank you for coming on the show. You were great. You look sharp as hell. I'm jealous. I didn't throw on my suit, but but thank you for coming. And again, I'm just a phone call away, my brother. Anything I can do for you, any questions that you might have, or anything that I can do, man, just reach out to me, and I'll do everything in my power to help you.
Okay, and we definitely be in touch. Okay.
Okay, definitely. You know that if you don't call me, I'm gonna be bugging you.
Okay, brother.
All right. Good night.
Okay, good night.
Right. All right, everyone. That was Sammie Lee Hill. And the guy is, you guys can see how amazing he was. You know, the theme song is amazing. Actress Belinda from Mexico, she's international, she's an artist, has reached out to him about the song. She wants to do a remix. You know, it's amazing. You know, you never know when your day is coming. You never know when, you know, your project, your talent is gonna skyrocket. You know, and it doesn't matter what age you are. You know, this doesn't have an age cap on it. You know, you put in the work, you stay consistent to what you do, and you believe in what you do. Believe it. My motto: believe it, achieve it. No, believe it, think it, and achieve it. You know, and with that being said, man, all you got to do is stay consistent with what you do, believe in what you do, and keep moving forward. You know, and great things like this, like happening to Sammie Lee Hill, would happen to you as well. You know, and like I always said, you know, this ain't for everybody. You know, this ain't for everybody. There's certain ones that do make it, and there's some of us that do it for years and years and keep trying and never get to where we want to. Maybe that wasn't our path, but it doesn't mean that you're not a winner. You're still a winner. And I'm going to tell you why you're still a winner. You're a winner because you believed in yourself. You're a winner because you kept moving forward. And you're a winner because you did everything in your power to get to where you got to at that point. So with that being said, guys, I thank y'all guys for logging in. I want to thank Samuel Lee Hill for coming on the show. I want to thank Robert, Amiko also for coming on the show. And I want to thank you guys for logging in, showing the Don Vic Show support and all my guest support. And for tonight's last show at 7 p.m., we have Jade Kenny from Australia coming on the show, and she's a director. She's a movie director, and she has a story that's gonna blow your mind. It's based on a true story, and she was in the mix of this madness going down in Australia. She was in the mix of it, and she helped this young woman by the name of Chappelle Corby not get executed. Okay, so she helped her keep her life. So we're going to talk to her and find out exactly how she did that and exactly what the story, how the story went down, because it has to do with some real personal things. You know, listen, just tune in at 7 o'clock. She's going to tell you what it is, and I'm going to give her the platform to tell the story. Okay, guys? So thank you guys for logging in. It's your boy Don Vic from the Don Vic Show. Shout out to my boy Stacks from Stacks in the City. Shout out to my co-host ID. And I'll see you guys at 7 p.m. Make sure you share, because sharing is caring. And make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to log on to the Don Vic Show. All right? Peace, love, respect. And I'll see y'all at 7 p.m. I'm out.